Hi y'all, Kraken Latte here. Why don't we take a moment and check out a topic I get asked about a lot. How do I prioritize what I do in an expansion? This will also show you how I keep from burnout and how I keep my alt army in line, so those are things to keep in mind. So this has a rather simple answer as well as a more complicated one. The simple one is I level alts in the first year, and then in the second I collect stuff. Now for the in-depth version, so let me explain. If we consider that an expansion will last 2 years, we can look at this in a timeline. Here's year 1 and there's year 2. Historically, the patches will look something like this on that timeline, though not exact, of course. The first part of this first patch in the expansion here, the 0.0 patch, is when I take my main into the new content and experience it all at a slow pace. Once that's done, however long it takes me to consume all the new questlines and get my main established into the new system hub, I move on to alts. Anyone lower than the entry level for the new expansion, like a fresh level 1, I tend to focus on first. This catches up newbies I may want to play in the current content, while also giving me a break from the current expansion since I likely just spent a month slowly taking it all in. By the time that's done, the first patch of the expansion is usually out. Every time new story content is added, I hop back onto my main and do it all before going back to alt things. That way I'm never behind. Either way, I begin to level alts now in the new expansion. Who do I level first after my main? I tend to just pick whoever I feel like at the time, and many things can influence that. So, getting all my alts leveled to max is my main goal for the whole first year. Pretty chill, right? That's why I call this my chill year. I'm in no rush, no hurry, and I just enjoy the peace. Of course, this rule isn't set in stone. If I feel like farming some Mog or mounts or something, I do. But generally, I'm in the mood to level. Now, right in here, around at the turn of year 2, come the middle patches. 1.5, 0.2, 2.5, something like that. This is commonly when the real catch-up systems get set in place, usually in the 0.2 patches. It's by that point that I aim to have all my alts maxed. You know what comes with catch-ups? Easy alt gear. The 0.3 patches do this too, but there's often at least 2 iterations of them, so starting here at the first one is key. This is when I look more seriously at my now maxed alts in terms of gear. I spend this patch gearing my alts. And note that I don't do raids, dungeons, or rated PvP anymore, so gear from that sort of content is off the table. That's right, no weekly chest of disappointment for me. World Quest item levels are usually upped by this point too, to a more significant level, so that gear is also good for whatever pieces the alt catch-up gear doesn't offer. Now when that's all done, I typically have 3/4 of a year left. Guess what I call this part of the year? Grind time. This is when I focus on spamming content for any and all collectibles. This includes rares, currency farming, gold farming, or whatever gimmicky side content has shown up with the things that I want. Somewhere in here are the 0.3's patches. The final set of catch-up systems are in place, to the benefit of my alts, and we have a few months before we enter what people say is the dreaded drought period. This simply means that no more new content is here until the pre-patch event. Of course, thanks to my structure, it isn't a drought for me. I have a lot on my plate during this period, and might even be struggling to get it all done before the next expansion. So, as a generic recap, the first year is leveling, the second year is collecting. Somewhere in the first year, I level my professions as well, though that just depends on what they have to offer as to how soon I level them. So, if you look at it this way, I level every other year and grind every other year. Leveling first makes sure my alt army's at my disposal and also can easily go get the catch-up gear when that becomes available. And that's pretty much it. Simple, right? Setting my priorities this way has really given me a stress-free, purely enjoyable experience. So, if you have any questions about this topic, ask in the comments and I'll see if I can elaborate for you. And there we have it. I beg you to like and comment on this video, as doing both kicks the YouTube algorithm into high gear and gets my videos recommended more. Being totally honest with you, I want to make this my full-time job, so your support means I can keep bringing you coffee-fueled content. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's never too latte.